Hi, Dust 350 here, coming at you with a very special review of Nerada English breakfast. So, this is a made in Queensland tea from the land down under. Let's just get straight into it. So, before we dive in though, all things face value on the table. Now, this is not, I repeat, this is not a sponsored video by Nerada, even though I wish it would have been. But the bottom line fact of the matter is, I do review products without bias or agenda, but in this case, I want to reveal, even though those following the 350 law may already know this trivia, but I, in fact, am a full-blown Queenslander. So, for those who aren't from the land down under, you might not know what that implies, but it's like, yeah. I'm from the land down under, from the special Sunshine State, and, not from Victoria, not from New South Wales, not from the Northern Territory, South Australia, Western Australia, or the ACT, or Tassie, let's not forget that. Yeah, I'm a Queenslander, and yeah, this is Nerada English breakfast. So let's just dive into it. To make life easier for a reviewer like me, I'm going to unwrap the plastic just because it's going to make it easier to read the packet. Now let's just do this right this second. I may even use a little tool. It's like, why won't I? Why wouldn't I? Have I got the right tool for the job here? What about a little trusty nail manicure set for those who know? Those who know. So I'm actually going to slice and dice it right along the inner edge. Try not to damage the contents. Okay, that was successful. That'll make it quite easy to unwrap, but I didn't try too hard. I just used the tools available to me, you could say. Alrighty, so we got it open, and I can smell that Nerada Valley wafting around straight out the box. So this is what we're working with right this second. And we're feeling alright. Nerada. Alright, so yeah, those who may have been following the 350 law know that I've reviewed Nerada in the past, but it was not English breakfast, and it was a long time ago. It was just plain Nerada back then. And yeah, it's time to revisit it. So we're going to read the packet. It's Nerada Premium Blend English Breakfast. Rich and full-bodied black tea. 50 tagged tea bags. They're tagged and bagged. Alright. And it's Rainforest Alliance People Nature certified. And that's just the way we like it. Australian crafted since 1971. This is 100 grams. Nerada, 100 grams. Rainforest Alliance certified. Nerada is committed to a better future for people and nature. When you choose our Rainforest Alliance certified tea, you're supporting farmers to look after their workers and protect our natural resources. Rainforestalliance.org. Okay. And that's neither here nor there. So it says the perfect cup. 1 tea bag per cup. 100 degrees Celsius. 3 to 5 minutes on the clock. Nerada Pty Limited. 147 Overlord Place, Acacia Ridge, Queensland. 4110 Australia. neradatea.com.au. Store in a cool, dry place. Packed in Australia by value-adding local and imported components. What? What imported components? The staples? Our tea bag paper is made from certified compostable material under industrial conditions according to the European Union EN 13432. Whatever that frickin' means. So we're Queenslanders adhering to some European Union standard for whatever reason. I hope our Democratic champion knows about that. But we'll save that for later in the video. Okay, so Queenslander. Alright. So the box is recyclable, the film not so much. And we're approaching the back of the packet. You can get an enhance on there, Scotty. Alright. Since 1971, Nerada has been blending tradition with excellence, steeped in heritage, Our mission is simple: create Australia's freshest, finest, and most sustainable teas, crafted with honesty and care. We embody the adventurous spirit of this great country, curating teas that resonate with Australian taste, each sip a testament to our commitment. It's a shared joy of discovery with each cup, and it's just, excuse my French right this second. All right, it is a shared joy of discovery with each cup, a narrative, a story of exploration to be savoured alone or in the warm company of friends and family. We're proud to bring you a true Aussie way to drink tea. Nerada tea, over 50 years of Australian craftsmanship in every cup. Nerada.com.au, Nerada tea on Facebook, and Nerada_tea Instagram. And that pretty much sums up the packet. So they've been at it since 71. That's a good 50 so years. Diamond Jubilee. And there's 50 tea bags in here. It's rainforest certified. It's craftsmanship. And yeah, I'm a Queenslander. So let's see what we're working with. Live. Alright, so that's what we got. 50 little Nerada tagged and bagged tea bags. They smell incredible. I mean, smell the rich, earthy tones of Queensland in every smell and every sniff. Yeah, it's good 350. Alright, so let's get a look at one while we're at it. So this is Nerada handcrafted, Nerada premium blend English breakfast. Get the little N for Nerada. Excuse me for bending that thing. Alright, and that's our one tea bag. But for a gamer like me, one is not enough. And I'm going to have to take two right this minute. So we'll get a second one here. And full disclosure, I'm about to go and boil the billy, as we call it in far north Queensland, in the outback. Not that I've ever been to the outback, but a friend of mine, Dougie, told me that we call it the billy. Alright? Is that enough for you, Mr. President? Alright. But before I do boil that billy, I've got a movement that I want to start right this second, so let's just get comfortable and hear me out. I know everyone's waiting to get the tea boiled and boil a billy, but I've got something I need to get off my gamer chest right this second. And it's been weighing on my mind for a while now, ever since this box of Nerada came into my life, you could say. It's been sitting in the cupboard for a while. But anyway, as I already said, I am a Queenslander, and in this great state, we make this great tea. I already know it's great, even though I haven't tried this specific flavour. And just tell, it's going to be great. I'm a gourmando, not just a Queenslander. But anyway, we make this tea here in Queensland, and it's not just the land down under. It's like, you could call me a patriot if you wanted to, but I'm it's like an Australian patriot, whatever. But I'm a Queensland patriot. That's what I know, without any hesitation. It's like, yeah, this great state of ours means something to me. And anyway, private company, tea plantation, whatever. So they're up there in the valley somewhere making this stuff. They grow it and they ship it out across the nation, and you can buy it in Woolies, the shops or whatever. And that's great. But what I don't understand, Mr. Tucci, is that it's like, okay, so we got a thing that they call the state government, okay? People vote for them. They do what they do. Roads, hospitals, schools, police, and a bunch of other stuff that they do. They're a big deal. And it's like, okay, we're Queenslanders. We're all Queenslanders here. Some may be non-Queenslanders. They're just coming to visit Queensland. But some are actual Queenslanders. And the state government is there. You know, I'm not trying to cry in the freaking cupboard. But the fact is, they're there to help Queensland. They're there to boost Queensland for everybody, for all Queenslanders in particular. And it's like, yeah, okay. So we got all these local little councils, and we got all these police stations and schools and high schools, hospitals, whatever. I could get it. I could get a list, but it's that kind of thing. And they got little lunch rooms, let's call it, where the employees, the public servants, if you want to call them that, or whatever the hell they're called, they go in there and they have lunch, or they have breakfast. They're doing the night shift. They have a little snack. It's lunchtime. And they got a paid lunch, okay? And whatever the unions might want, another 8%, and whatever they want is irrelevant. But what I want, Mr. President and Mr. Democratic Champion, is the state of Queensland to get these people. Someone needs, there's a man who can do it. Just put it into motion. All Queensland state government facilities, from the southernmost point in Gold Coast to the northern top end where the cassowary and antelope brain or whatever happens up there, they should be drinking this Nerada. Now, let me tell you why. It's not because it tastes great, but that it does. That's just a bonus. But the fact is that it's a Queensland product. It's one of the few products. It's like we make iron ore or whatever, and we make freaking coal, and then we make tea. What else do we make? Beer? You tell me in the comments what we make, because I'm interested to support it. As a Queenslander, I'm interested to support it. And a good product is a bonus. But anyway, we make this. And if the state Democratic Champion made it so that every state government building that has a lunchroom that buys themselves teas every week had to have this instead of Lipton, instead of Mr. Dilmah and Tetley and Bushels and all the stinking other non-Australian, non-Queensland teas that they are sipping, because Lord God in heaven almighty, in the name of Jesus, knows that Nerada is not the most popular tea in the Sunshine State, but it should be. And just make it so. It's like, think of all the millions, and think of all the livelihoods and jobs, and the sense of being part of something important. Oh, it's not that the tea's important, but Queensland's important. It's like, we're from the great state, why not make it even greater? And give us Nerada. Just give them Nerada. Oh, I'm a primary school teacher. I'm sipping on Lipton in the lunchroom. It's like, are you kidding me? Don't let them. Oh, you want a Lipton? Well, bring your own buckaroony. We're in Nerada country. And this is DOS 350 certified message. I'm starting a movement, Nerada for Queensland, and we're putting Queensland first. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Mr. Frickin' Stripey. Okay, so I'm going to go and boil a billy. I just had to get that off my chest. Let me just catch my breath. I'm going to boil a billy. Alright, I'm back. And the billy boiled. So I'm not going to do a full demonstration of me live pouring it into the cup, but it's like, yeah, I haven't put the milk in yet. It's been a couple of minutes. Excuse me. They did say 3 to 5 for the steeping or whatever, but it's like, yeah, I got my double Nerada. And it's boiling. I'll try and get a shot so you can see the fact that I'm a Queenslander, but it's the fact that there's no milk in here yet. Alright, whatever. So, yeah. I do have the official 350 milk jug here. A little bit of Queensland Milky Wilky in there. So I'm going to pour that in a second. But before we proceed to that, so I got the tea there. It's hot, boiling, the billy, Dougie, but now back. Don't mean to ramble, but it's like, yeah. While the tea is brewing, that Nerada English breakfast from Queensland, let's just deep dive into what I was saying a second ago. Just a little bit of a dive, a little bit of a detour dive, if you know what I mean. I don't mean to go crazy, but yeah. So let's say, excuse me, I'm still catching my breath, but it's like, this ain't my first picnic when it comes to reviewing teas. So not only have I reviewed Nerada before, but I've reviewed Dilmah and a few others. Yorkshire, let's say, a few others. And it's not out of the realm of possibility, say, that some certain teas, not to name names, but it's part of this Rainforest Alliance deal and some other big non-government kind of, I don't want to call them charities, but it's like tea watchdog organizations, whatever they are. What I'm getting at is some tea, to this day now, trigger warning, but it's like literally tea plantations. I'm not going to say notorious, but it's like they've been known to this day to use slave labor to produce some of their tea. Now, not totally. It's not like old Mr. Dilhan is slave taskmaster driving the tea people over in Sri Lanka, but a little bit here and there. It's like, because they're looking into it. I've seen it before. It's like some of the teas say, we're doing our best to cut down on slavery and whatever. And great. But what I'm getting at is, Nerada has the bonus, the added bonus for humanitarians like me, that there is no slave labour in this tea because it comes from the land down under in Queensland, and our democratic champion wouldn't tolerate that for a second. Now, I know there is freak occurrences where there's slavery or whatever. I've heard about it in the news, but not in a widespread tea plantation kind of setting in this modern day and age. Not anymore. Not here in Queensland. So that's an added bonus of Nerada, is you can be sleeping safe and sound, knowing in your gaming brain that there was no slave taskmaster forcing anyone to pick the Nerada tea. They might have, though, with some of the other ones. Now, that's neither here nor there. So the tea's almost ready for me to put the milk in. And I'm going to do that live. Okay, so let's get that Milky Wilky live. Before I do, I guess I should do a sniff test. Alright. It smells pretty good. Alright. So, full disclosure, I do have like a pretty hefty, not a hefty, I don't want to say hefty. I'll show you the spoon. I've got, it's hot. Some like it hot. I got one of these bad boys plus, like 1.5, say, of sugar in here. Like a big piled spoon of this of sugar. Don't want to say piled, but a big one. Big old teaspoon of sugar in here. Alright. That's full disclosure, so I'm going to put that Milky Wilky in right this minute. Got a mosquito in here. I guess it's a Queensland thing. Alright. Milky. Not too milky, but pretty milky. Alright. It's right on my computer screen, this mosquito. And now, if I wasn't in the middle of a tea review, I would normally just try and swat him there and then on the screen and kind of wipe it off later, but you know, I think I'm going to do that because the Lord God Almighty in heaven knows if I don't, he's probably going to bite me, Mr. Tichy. So let's see if we can do that. So I've got a tissue here. I'm going to try and just steady the screen a bit with one hand and... Oh, I missed him. There he goes. He on top of the other screen now. Excuse me. I might cut this in post. Alright, I got him. I don't want to get too graphic, but I got him. That's a relief. Okay. Proud of you. Alright. So, as I was saying, I've added the milk. I've got a sugar in here. It's a bit... Look, I could have washed the cup a bit better. I can already tell it's still a bit kind of oily from the cream coffee I had earlier, but it's nothing major. Like, I won't even notice because I'm such a cream addict, but it's definitely noticeable to look at, but that's just my fault. It's not because of the tea. I'm not going to bother showing it, but it's kind of... I should actually, like, the lighting in here I know isn't the best, but... See if I can just... Excuse me, I'll just try and get a bit of a jiggle going on here. Yeah, alright. Just a little bit of a teabag jiggle right this second, Mr. Tucci. Alright. Yeah, so I think it is worth noting, like, whether or not the colour comes through, but... I'm not trying to spill it or anything, like, maybe I could even have a bit more milk. I guess I do have a drizzle left, why not just put it in 350? Live a little. Alright. But yeah, Nerada does have, like, a kind of orangey colour to it. Like, I don't know what that is, but it's the colour of Queensland, I guess. But it's like, yeah. Anyway, the milk is in. It's been about 5 minutes, literally, and it's still very hot. I've stirred it, and I'm going to have my first sip live in Queensland. Alright. We're the envy of Australia, though, I just got to say. We won the footy, we won the other footy, and we won the ladies as well, so... Queensland. Out on the patio, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I'm feeling real good. I can taste it now, even though it's English breakfast. It's like, yeah. I can taste Queensland, I can taste the history, I can taste the rich Australian soil, I can taste the reef, I can taste Birdsville, all these places, Queensland history, 2 world wars. It's the thing about Nerada, is whether anyone knows it or not, it means something to Australia. It's like, yeah, it's our tea, it's Queensland. All the other ones, it's just like they come in cargo ships from other parts of the world and may or may not have slave labour involved in it and need to have Amnesty go and look at them all the time, say, you using much slave labour lately? Oh no, we're not, we promise. That's what they do. And here in Queensland, they sell it, and as we're going to see in a second on the site, it's a good deal. It's like you're not paying extra. And anyway, I don't mean to ramble, but I'm passionate about this topic. And anyway, before I get there, let's just ask ChatGPT, just to prove that I'm not totally insane. Let's just ask him right this second. Is it fair to say that slave labour is an issue in tea production to this day? Yeah, that's fair to say, straight off the bat. So there you have it, the proof's in frickin' the pudding, Mr. Stripey. Debt bondage, unpaid or underpaid, child labour in some regions, poor living conditions, restricted movement. It's all the hallmarks of slave labour, so it is what it is. And that's one of the many benefits. It's like, it's not just the taste of Queensland, it's the satisfaction of knowing, yeah, this cup of tea and that I boiled in the billy in this great sunshine, tropical, subtropical paradise did not involve slave labour, unlike some other teas, which I won't name names. Feels good to be a Queenslander, doesn't it? I get this other hand going. Mr. President. Alright. And that's real good. And you know, yep, all the fire brigades and all the hospitals and all the schools sipping on Liptons and other such teas. Ridiculous. We are Queenslanders. And I'm not going to stand for it. I want everyone to share this on TikTok, subscribe on Twitter, on YouTube and every goddamn platform you can get your hands on, and get the word out there to the big guy. You know who I mean. And get him to make Nerada a movement. It's not just a cuppa. It's a way of life, okay? And this is not anything to do with Nerada. I'm just a passionate gamer out here grinding and hustling, trying to get by and have a cuppa. Alright, but I was thinking about what else Queensland produces. So, here's something. They call it sponge cake. Now, I'm pretty sure this was made in Queensland, and if it wasn't, it's a damn shame, but I'm pretty sure it was. And I decided, being a full-blown gourmando, and a full-blown Queenslander, like I am a continental gourmando on the one hand, but on the other hand I'm a Queenslander. So, I've never been to the continent, I just identify as a continental gourmando. But anyway, I don't mean to get off topic. I decided to have a bit of Queensland sponge cake with my tea. What's that to you? So let's just dip this right on in here. Try not to get crumbs all over my gamer carpet. Alright. That's pretty good. This is a poppy seed and orange cake from Aldi. And it goes quite well with this Nerada tea, if I do say so myself. This big old cup I got here. This is the kind of cup a primary school teacher might have on their little desk. Excuse me, that's a big mouthful for a gamer. Alright, but yeah, it's like, yeah, and this big old primary school teacher type of cup should be filled up with a Nerada Queensland brew, if I do say so myself. So now, we know that slave labour is a problem in tea, and we know no one really cares as well, even what they might say they care about human rights and whatever. They're sipping on all these teas. They might not even know what Nerada is. And so, I'm going to educate you. So right here, this second, we've got, excuse me, I don't mean to have my, I meant to have full screen on there, but that's neither here nor there. So we're going to get on this Nerada website right this second. God damn it. Alright. Now here we are. We're not just sipping on Nerada, we're online. And it says here, it's official. We're Australia's favourite tea. We've been rated Australia's tea by Kenstar Blue across all 3 tea categories: tea bags, black tea, and specialty tea. Consider it a clean sweep. Well, hallelujah. I'm proud of that, but I don't believe it. It's like, they deserve it, but no one pays attention much that I'm aware of this award. But I'm not trying to downplay it, but it's like, yeah, they deserve all the BAFTAs, in my opinion. And anyway, this is the one we got. English breakfast. Excuse me. But before I get too into the website, I just wanted to mention that the tagged tea bags, the little tags, they do not have staples. So it's actually a glue. Some kind of natural glue or whatever. Alright. And I just thought I'd put that in for the staple freaks out there. There ain't no staples in this Nerada English breakfast. Alright, so it's free shipping on all Australia orders over $80. And they got a few different teas. Director's Cut Sunrise, most popular. Shop all teas collection list. Alright, let's see what black teas they got just before we get into the nitty gritty. So they got a few special ones, but it seems to me, just, excuse me, face value, that English breakfast seems to be the default flavour now. And that is what it is. It's like, what's this? Australian breakfast, $6. $2.20 for 25. So we got 50. You're looking at $4. $4.50. They're tagless though. I don't mind tagless. But we've got the tagged. They do have a loose leaf. That's pretty cheap. $2.50 for less than $4. Anyway, we don't mean to be on the tea catalogue. What we're more interested in is they got a wellness section. It is what it is. This is the pricey stuff. I don't know about this. I like a normal tea myself. About us, tea talk. Alright, so Nerada. I'm a Nerada enthusiast. And it's not just because I'm a Queenslander. It's like the tea does stand alone in that sense, so yeah. It is what it is. So they do have rose hips, they've got all these other teas if anyone's interested in other flavours, but yeah, I like the plain English breakfast type. And that's what we got, so it used to not be called English breakfast, I'm pretty sure. Somewhere along the line they just decided to call it that. See, let's just elaborate. It's like in my mind, I've always considered English breakfast like a flavour of tea, like Earl Grey, Lady Grey kind of thing, but it mustn't be. Because this is, it's like, is there a Lipton English breakfast? Not that this is not about Lipton, I'm just theorising. This is about the theory of tea naming, okay? Leave it up to the comment section. So, we've seen a bit of what they've got on offer, and we've seen a bit of this and that. We've heard about the slave labour problems plaguing the tea industry, and we're trying to make a change in this world while we still can, while we're still breathing. You know what I mean? So, let's see about us, Mr. Stripey. Our story. Alright, brace for it, because this is probably going to be a bit of a life story. And if I have covered this in the earlier video, well, god darn it, we're going again. Alright, it's a taste of Queensland. I might just jiggle a bit, because I can. Alright. Can you hear that? That's the sound of intense jiggle. Alright, just off the bat, that picture is like 240p. Alright. Here we go. With a storied history rooted in Australian soil, Nerada tea embodies the adventurous spirit of this great country. For over 50 years, we've taken our cherished customers on a flavourful journey, curating teas that resonate with the Australian taste. With each sip, a testament to our commitment to high quality, innovative blends. Our operations, proudly local and rooted in Brisbane, echo the essence of true Aussie authenticity. So, says it all, doesn't it? True Aussie authenticity. There's no fake imposters or cheap imitations here in Queensland. This is the real true blue, maroon, 5 thing we got going on here. And I want to be a part of it. Do you? Alright, I don't mean to go insane, but it's like, that's how I feel, okay? Take it or leave it. Alright. At Nerada Tea, we're not just experts, we're explorers. Charting new territories of taste and aroma, always venturing into the unknown in search of the extraordinary. Our heart beats with an exciting rhythm of discovery. Never content with the ordinary, we craft blends as diverse and dynamic as the landscape of our homeland. Always eager to share our newest find with you, the explorers of taste. Now, okay, I didn't mean to ham that up like a Christmas Orana ham, but the fact of the matter is, I'm a Queenslander, and I'm trying to channel my Queensland enthusiasm into this thing, this tea story or whatever. Can you feel it? Alright. I know this is a bit hard-hitting, but this is how I feel. I'm just being honest about Nerada and about Queensland, about everything. Alright. Excuse me. Now, I got a bit of the thing obstructing my screen there. Alright. Now that we've sorted that, we understand the Australian soul. Now that's a big statement. I know that they just called us the explorers of taste, but that I can handle. But if somebody tells me that they understand the Australian soul, it's like, okay, what do you mean by that? Not that I care what they say, but it's like, if you're trying to sell me something, which they are, and I'm already sold, like you sold me at Queensland, but if I had to scrutinise it with the critical eye, it's like, yeah, when one does read a statement like, we understand the Australian soul, okay, I'm reading ahead here, but I don't mean to go crazy, but we'll just take their word for it, okay? Let's assume they do understand the Australian soul. It implies that they understand the Queensland soul as well. If one understands the Australian soul, it's like, I'm pretty sure the Queensland soul's included in that, at least for now. Alright. It's adventurous, it's exciting, and it thrives on fun and quality. I can agree to that, I guess. Not that I'm very adventurous or exciting, personally, but I do thrive on fun and quality. That's why we offer an array of flavours and blends designed to awaken your senses and celebrate the unique Australian palate. Whether enjoyed at home, in the office, or in a in a bustling cafe, our tea is more than a beverage. It's an invitation to an Aussie adventure that leaves you yearning for your next sip. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is the same thing. Like, it's familiar to me as if I've read it before, so it probably is. Someone can dig up the timestamps if you're that much of a 350 enthusiast, but it's like the fact of the matter is, yeah, we're going back. Just when I thought, whatever, now I'm reading this again. And I'm glad I am, because it's worth remembering. Nerada believes in the shared joy of discovery. Each cup of our tea becomes a narrative, a story of exploration meant to be savoured alone, or in the warm company of friends and family. We're proud to bring you a true Aussie way to drink tea. Embark on this delightful journey with Nerada tea, your passport to the extraordinary, your quintessential Aussie tea experience. Unleash the explorer within and let your taste buds venture into the world of exciting, authentic Aussie flavours. That's Nerada tea, a brand with a heart as adventurous as yours. Adventure is out there, and it's brewed to perfection, Dougie. Step off the path and discover yourself. Let us take you on a journey. Now, this is a pretty uncompromising story. It's like their story is just pretty much saying, we understand that Australians are bold and love excitement, and here's some tea to embark on an exciting adventure. And I'm not trying to tear them apart, but it's like, that's not really their story, if you ask me. That's like, I don't know what to call it, but it's like, we're adventurous, you're adventurous, have some tea. That's what it is. It's like, I want to know where you came from, 2 world wars, booms and busts. I don't want to know. Embark on this freaking adventure and keep venturing everywhere while they're crafting blends and aromas and passports everywhere. That isn't what I'm looking for. It's like, I am looking for the Nerada tea. I'm just kind of critically trying to look at this thing, our story, and yeah, to me that's not much of an our story. So even though I love it for what it is, it does need some attention. Like, dear Mr. Nerada, please update it. It's been 5 years or whatever, 6 years or whatever, and then some, probably. Excuse me. Alright, but we're not done yet. Okay, so this is what I want, our history. So maybe it's our story in the what's your story kind of sense, not where do you come from kind of sense or whatever. Okay, so here he is. He's out on the plantation, this fella. He doesn't, not a slave in sight, for a start. Okay. He's in the rolling hills of Queensland somewhere. So just off the bat, I've almost finished my tea. It's like, Dougie, put the kettle back on because I want another. But I won't do that. Alright. Okay. The dawn of Australian tea. So I think, all things face value, I've probably read this before too, so I might try and speed it up. Let's just have a look. Late 1800s, the dawn of Australian tea. Australia's tea journey begins in the beautiful, lush tropical rainforest of Bingle Bay, overlooking the Great Barrier Reef in far north Queensland. In 1882, the four Cutton brothers discovered Bingle Bay. They identify the area's potential for farming and apply for a land grant. 4 years later, they establish Australia's first commercial tea plantation in Bingle Bay. Alongside tea, they grew coffee, spices, and tropical fruit. So, in the 1900s, early 1900s, harsh weather conditions. Over the coming years, the estate is battered by a number of cyclones. In 1918, excuse me, Jesus Christ. An enormous cyclone crosses the far north Queensland coast and causes widespread damage. At Bingle Bay, the cyclone is accompanied by a tidal wave, which has devastating consequences for the tea farm. Virtually nothing remains of the Cutton brothers' farming empire almost 40 years after it was established. Alright, so they made a plantation and it got washed away in a cyclone. Tea makes a comeback. The future pioneer of Australian tea, Dr. Alan Maruff, migrates to Australia from India. So this guy's from India, Mr. Maruff, in the 1950s. He settles in a town called Innisfail near Cairns. The lush tropical environment reminds him of the tea-growing regions of India. As an enthusiastic botanist, Maruff commits to the idea of developing a tea industry in Australia. Maruff learns of the Cutton brothers' lost plantation and goes on an expedition to find it. Deep in the rainforest, he discovers thriving tea plants, some as high as 15 meters, and collects hundreds of seedlings and seeds from the undergrowth. He returns to Innisfail to start a tea industry. Maruff purchases 130 hectares of land in the Nerada Valley, nestled in the foothills of the Atherton Tablelands. He plants the very first row of tea using the seedlings he collected at Bingle Bay. Now that's interesting. This guy comes to Australia from India and starts a tea industry. He deserves a freaking medal. "1960s. Nerada Tea Estate is born. The plantation grows 32 hectares of thriving tea plants. However, Maruff has no efficient means of harvesting the plants. He works with local engineers to develop a method of mechanical harvesting, the very method that becomes crucial to the survival of the Australian tea industry. He harvests his first crop using an innovative 5-ton mechanical tea harvester. Maruff approaches trading company Burns Phillip to invest in his business, and together they form a joint venture called Nerada Tea Estates. The first tea processing factory in Australia opens its doors. Meanwhile, a group of local businesses form the Tea Estates of Australia, TEA, and begin planting tea on an 80-hectare property not far from the Nerada plantation. Now that's funny that the tea association's called tea. I like that. It's like a self-referencing thing. There's a name for that, Mr. Tucci. Alright, so I'll have my last sip, even though I'm a Queenslander. As always, every story has its end. You know, even for all the adventuring and everything, it's like, yeah, this is the last sip in the billy. Not quite the last sip. Alright. Another bug in here. Alright, 1970s. New management, new focus. Maruff's unable to fetch the prices he needs to sustain the business. Nerada Tea is eventually forced to shut down, and Maruff, the pioneer of the Australian tea industry, is no longer involved in the industry he created. In a serendipitous twist of fate, the Tea Estates of Australia buys Nerada Tea Estates assets and combines the two plantations. TEA makes the decision to market all tea under the Nerada Tea brand. The new Nerada Tea brand is launched in the Queensland market. Throughout the 70s, Nerada tea grows through agriculture, innovative methods of mechanical harvesting, and expansion of its processing and packing factories. 80s and 90s, a new phase for Nerada tea. We're really deep dive in the history because it should be taught in schools. Dear boys and girls, in Queensland we make this tea. It's like it's part of our heritage. So pay attention and take some notes, why don't you? Alright, a new phase for Nerada tea. The single biggest expansion of Australia's tea industry occurs in the 80s, in which Nerada tea became available nationwide, and its tea develops a league of loyal consumers. Two internationally renowned tea growers, J.A. Russell and James Finlay, establish a plantation on the Atherton tablelands. They eventually enter a joint venture with the TEA, and together they build a new and highly efficient tea processing factory in far north Cassowary country, Queensland, Malander. Am I saying that right? Malander? The Queensland government and economy support its thriving tea industry. The new factory opens in 91 by then Premier of Queensland Wayne Goss. Shortly afterwards, Nerada Tea's new packing factory opens in Brisbane. So they ship it from far north to Brisbane to get packaged. I guess that makes sense. 90s. Nerada Organics range launches. That's ahead of its time. Nerada launches Nerada Organics range of tea and herbal infusions. We like to do things the natural way. Our delicious and refreshing organic infusions have been expertly crafted using only the finest organic ingredients from our trusted growing partners. Nerada Organic captivated our wellness consumers and continues to be popular and available nationally through all major retailers. It's like a little ad for the organics. It's like, okay, great. I'm proud of them. It's like, yeah, I like it all natural myself, but I just don't like the way they say that. It's like that one, to me, doesn't really deserve a section. It is what it is. So this is the actual final sip. But I'll teach everyone a little trick that I learned in the bush, okay? If you want to get the extra final sip, what you got to do is get the little spoon. Now, some like to take the tea bags out, but I like to leave the tea bag in the whole time I'm having the tea for extra flavour and strength. But what I'm getting at is just press that little spoon up against the tea bags there. Get your little spoon in there, press it against there, and Bob's your uncle. You got a little extra tiny sip in there. And it is what it is. That's a good cuppa. Queenslander. Alright. Excuse me. Now, I'll read the final section. Today, the largest tea plantation in Australia. Nerada Tea Estate remains the largest tea plantation in Australia, and whilst the harvesting and production of black tea was paused in June 2023, the future's looking bright. So why was it paused? That doesn't sound right to me. I hope they've unpaused it. That's crazy. Future's looking bright, creating high-value offers for global markets. Over the last 20 years, the Nerada packaged tea range has increased our product range from 5 to over 85 and has extended our products to include black, green and white tea and also a large range of herbal infusions. We'll continue to evolve and grow our range to suit consumers' taste profiles. That's more than 1.5 million kilos of black tea per year. In 2018, the Nerada Tea Plantation is the first Australian business to be awarded the Rainforest Alliance Certification Seal of Approval. This approval, identified by the Green Frog Seal, seal, means that our farm has been audited to meet standards that require environmental, social, and economic sustainability. And that's great. So let's meet the team. So, since 71, we've been blending tradition with excellence, and we're excited to continue this legacy. We're a passionate team of tea lovers who take care when crafting your favourite cuppa for you. So, we got Stuart LeBon, CEO. Favourite brew, Nerada Organics green tea and lemon myrtle. He doesn't mind a lemon myrtle, the old Stewie. Alright, Nicholas Schultz. I'm not laughing at him. I'm celebrating these guys, okay? I don't know anything about them. It's just funny seeing these pictures. Okay, it is what it is. Nicholas Schultz, commercial manager, favorite brew, Nerada Organics, rooibos, served with a dash of milk. So I don't know what rooibos is. So sound off in the comments if you do. He's the commercial manager, this fella. John DeBerry, am I saying that right? DeBerry, marketing officer, favorite brew, Nerada Director's Cut. Indulge black tea with cocoa with a dash of milk. So he's having tea with cocoa, this fella. He doesn't mind a cocoa, this fella. Alright. Nan Wang, she's a quality manager. Yep. Favorite brew, Nerada Organics chai. Well, she likes chai. Now we got Melanie Akaroa. She's the e-commerce officer. Her favourite brew is Nerada lemon and ginger with honey. That's nice. And now you got Karen Faulkner, production and logistics manager. Favourite brew, Nerada English breakfast served with milk and sugar. She likes what I like. And so whatever. I wonder how many of these people are Queenslanders. Probably most of them. And yeah, they seem like good people to me. I'm not trying to make any judgments, but it's a pretty relatively diverse lineup they've given us. Equal opportunity. It's like 3 men, 3 ladies. Yeah. It is what it is. Social responsibility. Okay. So Nerada Tea continues to work in harmony with the environment, our people and our consumers, and focuses on a better future for all. Rainforest Alliance. So they proudly support and source the majority of our ingredients, which meet aligned initiatives such as the Rainforest Alliance. Okay, I don't care what the hell it means. Australian packaging. Okay, great. Let's have a quick look at the merchandise because that freaked. Okay, so they've got a picnic blanket for $40. I should get one, seeing as I'm a Queenslander. Not that I want to have a picnic, even though this ain't my first picnic. Let's look at the tins in storage. $4. That's a pretty good price for a Nerada tin. Empty. I think I want one. I think I'm going to get one for myself for Christmas. Alright, now what's Tea Talk anyway? Oh, these little like blogs they've got going. High Tea. Adelaide. Teapot. Okay, let's see. This might explain why Nerada changed their name or whatever. History of tea. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. I'm going to look at this one before we wrap this up. I know this is a long video, but I've got a lot to say about Nerada. So Nerada tea has been synonymous with quality, tradition, and a love for tea since 71. Our commitment to excellence shines through. Alright, we know. Nerada tea has been synonymous with quality, tradition, and a love for tea since 71. Our commitment to excellence shines through in every cup. And our newest creation, the English breakfast tea, is no exception. Crafted with care and expertise, this premium blend brings together the best of Australian-grown teas with a touch of specialty, selected imported varieties, resulting in a rich and bold flavour that will delight your taste buds. Now, okay, I just want pure Queensland tea, so I think I need to get the Aussie breakfast. It's like, this was good and I like it a lot, but part of my whole manifesto I got going on here is I want the Queensland stuff. So we'll just hear what else they say. So what sets our English breakfast apart? It's all about the taste. Picture yourself taking the first sip in the morning, greeted by a richly delicious flavour that awakens your senses and prepares you for the day ahead. But it's not just about the flavour. It's also about where our tea comes from and how it's sourced. We take pride in our commitment to ethical and sustainable practices, which is what, okay, I'm skipping. Our journey, okay, part of me's getting angry that it's not purely Queensland, but I'll try and control myself, okay? It's how it's sourced, Rainforest Alliance. Okay, they're wondering what the customers love. It's a full body brews that has quickly become a favourite among Nerada enthusiasts. Okay, we've heard from loyal customers who've been enjoying Nerada tea for decades, and the verdict is in. The verdict's in, and our English breakfast is a hit. They rave about the depth of flavour and the satisfaction they feel with every sip, confirming what we already knew, that this premium blend is something truly special. It's pretty good, I'll give them that. So whether you're a long-time fan of Nerada tea or you're just discovering us for the first time, we invite you to try our new English breakfast blend, experience the rich and bold flavour that sets Nerada apart, and join us in supporting sustainable tea production. Together we can raise a cup to a brighter and more sustainable future, one sip at a time. Shop our new English breakfast tea today and taste the difference for yourself with over 50 years of... Okay, now before we finalise looking at the website, I just want to see if they actually have a plain Nerada still. So can we zoom in a bit, Mr. Stripey, just for the heck of it? Alright. So they got Australian breakfast. This is English breakfast, what we've got. Wombat themed Earl Grey. English breakfast. Australian breakfast with myrtle. English breakfast loose. So they don't seem to just have normal anymore. They really don't. They have plantation fresh loose, but I guess Australian breakfast, but not with myrtle is what I'm looking for. Not Earl Grey either. Maybe this, director's cut. I think I need some director's cut, like the CEO guy. Which one was he? Or she? Whatever. So I think we've seen all we can see on the website pretty much. It's like they do have a Twitter, but it's inactive, and yeah, I'm not going to bother looking at their Instagram or Facebook, so I think that pretty much covers the site. So I'll do some final thoughts. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm a bit disappointed to learn that they have like a blend of imported ingredients in the English breakfast, which is the default flavour of Nerada now, but I'll forgive them. It's like they did pause in 2023, so maybe they're still crunching the numbers. And seeing as though I do have the opportunity to do so in this modern world, I'm going to ask Twitter AI. I already used ChatGPT in this video, so now I'm going to ask Twitter. Dear everyone, why did Nerada stop black tea production in 2023? And just see what he tells me. So I'm going to do that right this second. And I'll fill you in on the details. Alright. Let's get a look at that right this second. Okay, so this is worth showing on the screen, so let's get a look at this. Okay, I don't mean to click on that, Mr. Stripey. Here we go. Alright. Declining demand, rising production costs. The pause didn't immediately affect retail supply as Nerada used stockpile leaf tea enough for over a year and later blended it with imports, rebranding its core black tea as English breakfast. It's in hibernation with no resumption, so they need to be rescued pretty much. Like, this is a tea emergency. Nerada needs funding, Nerada needs help. Mr. Crisafulli, do something about it, okay? This is Queensland is at stake. Our identity, our heritage, everything. So don't let Nerada tea become a importer of tea. Revitalise these tablelands or whatever the hell they are and give them all the millions they need. And just make every damn fire brigade in Queensland have to have Nerada in the cupboard and every other thing. Is it that hard? And everyone benefits. It's not just the fat cats at Nerada Company. It's every Queensland mum and dad. little peblos going to school. Do you understand me? It's Queensland that we've got to worry about here. Now let's not bicker and fight about, I like Lipton, I like bushels. Just do something for everybody and for yourself most importantly, and just choose Nerada because we're Queenslanders. Alright. So yeah, final thoughts. It is shocking and disturbing to learn that Nerada had to go into hibernation and they're importing and change their core tea to English breakfast. It's still a good tea and it still does taste like Queensland. So I guess they've got stockpiles or whatever, but it is worrying and I really urgently hope that something is done about it in the name of Queensland and Australia and the Commonwealth and everything that we stand for. You may not stand for it, I may not stand for it, but someone stands for it. Do you know what I mean? And it's Queensland. And it's Nerada. Words. It's hard to find the words, but I think you get what I'm getting at. You could call it a state of tea emergency. So I truly hope that something is done. I don't see why not. I don't see why every Queensland government building can't have Nerada in the cupboard. Revitalise the tablelands, as I say. So yeah, next time you are in the shops buying tea and thinking, oh, will I get Dilmar Extra Strength? Will I get Aldi's brand or whatever? Or will I get Tetley? No, do not get those teas. Get Nerada. You're a Queenslander, even if you come from goddamn Victoria, get Nerada, okay? It's available nationwide. Do everyone a favour. Do yourself a favour, most importantly. It tastes great, it's good for you. There's antioxidants in there. See, out of all this tea stuff I just read though, off the bat, they didn't once ramble at me about what's too healthy or whatever. They just said, yeah, it's tea, it's exciting, let's go on an adventure kind of thing. And I can dig that. Yeah, Queenslander. Queenslander. Well, I had my sponge cake and my tea, and I'm feeling pretty good. I might even have another one later, it was that good. Honestly, it is good. And I've been drinking, all-rounders, I think it's Tetley, lately. So that's my most recent comparison. And I'd much rather this. I really would. Even though I don't need the tag and bag, like I prefer the round no tag, but the flavour is better with this. Even though it is partly imported or whatever it is. They're not completely transparent about that. I want a percentage. This much made in Queensland. It should be 100. They're admitting that it isn't. And yeah, I want the numbers. So I know this has been a long video, and if you've stuck with it, God bless America. God bless Queensland kind of thing. And yeah, do yourself a favour. Pick up a Nerada. And enjoy the adventure in every step. I think I've covered everything I want to cover. If I've missed anything, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do Queensland justice in this video. Yep. Make sure to tap that like button. Yeah, as I said, it's a movement. It's not just a review. This is me starting a Save Nerada movement kind of thing. So yeah, not just Save Nerada, but Save Nerada, Save Queensland. It's like save the world kind of thing. It's like this is the right thing, is to buy Nerada. So don't get tricked. Don't get caught up in, oh, it's Lipton, oh, it's this. No, stop right there. This is Queensland, okay? And yeah, thanks for watching. Farewell.